What's up guys, it's Jordan here. Today I have my BMW 3 Series. I'm going to change my oil in it and kind of show you guys how simple it is. And just because you have a BMW doesn't mean you can't get your hands dirty and do it yourself and save a couple $100. As far as tools, all you're going to need is an Allen socket for the drain plug right here. And every time you change oil, you get a new plastic drain plug that goes with it, so it doesn't really matter if you damage the old one. And then you're going to need a screwdriver or something like a O-ring pick tool to take off the O-ring from the housing of the old filter over here. And to take this off, you're going to need some kind of strap wrench or the specific socket that fits on this. But I'm using this, and this isn't the actual size, so I was having trouble with it. And all I did was, I have this rubber glove and I just put it on here and I shove this on so I can get some grip, and it starts to open it up. So first thing you really want to do is just open this up. This is going to relieve the pressure for when you take off the drain plug. The oil will drain out easier and it'll just go by a lot quicker. Then once you have that off, you can go crawl underneath the car, take your ratchet and your socket, and find this little cover right here. This little cover right here, you can use your flathead to open it up, and it's going to expose your drain plug right here. So as you can see, this looks like the new one that we just got. So before you actually take off your plug, you want to make sure you have something to catch your oil. This is an oil change box, but you can use like a container so that you can dispose of it properly. So I'm going to just put this underneath the drain plug and get it set up. I'm going to stick my ratchet in here and take out the old drain plug. While the oil is draining, you can go ahead and take the oil filter cap off so that you can replace the O-rings in here and change out the old filter. So you want to pull this out, try not to drip everywhere. So normally I'll take the filter out and I'll put it in my oil change box, and then I'll just tie that up and throw that away. So you'll notice when you take off your filter, you're gonna have this little pool of oil still in here. So I just I shove a clean rag in there and I try to soak up as much as I can, and then I'll throw that in my oil drain box as well. I'll just let that sit there for now. While I let the rag soak up that oil, I'm gonna go underneath the car and then put the new drain plug right back on. So before I change out the oil filter, I'm gonna put the new drain plug in so that I can take out my box and then take this to the front of the car so I can put the filter in there. So this is the oil filter assembly. You're gonna wanna take out this old filter and just pull that out, throw that in my oil change box. And then you're gonna change this O-ring here and this O-ring here. So when I'm doing this, I like to use a flathead, and then you can kind of just scoop this old filter or this old O-ring off. But be sure not to damage any of this, because that's not good. I'm gonna put the new filter in and put the new O-rings in. And I'm gonna just dip in here and get a little bit of fresh oil and put that on the O-ring, both the O-rings. Got the new one in there and this new big one. Okay, then that's it for the oil filter assembly, and this just goes right back on. I can take all these old rags out. Okay, snug is good. Now with the filter back on, the bottom drain plug closed, now we can fill up the new oil. And we should be good to go after this. The mouth on this is so big, and I have this hole right here that I can put the bottle in, so it makes it pretty easy to pour. Now what I like to do is I'll pour a couple of bottles and then I'll just come back under the car and just verify, make sure it's not leaking, not even seeping from the drain plug. Doesn't look like it, looks okay. So I'll go ahead and just add the rest of the bottles. Okay, I'm gonna check one more time and make sure the drain plug isn't leaking at all, and then close up this flap. It looks like it's not really leaking, so I'm gonna close the flap up. Okay, now you have to return your car to a level surface so that you can check the oil level inside the car on the computer. So in order to check your oil level, you need to make sure your car is at an operating temperature. So I'm just gonna let the car run for a little bit while I clean up, and then I can go ahead and go on the computer here in the car and check the level. So I think we're at a good temperature now, so I'm gonna check the vehicle info and vehicle status and measure and start measurement. Alright, looks like we're full. So that's about it. As you can see, it's pretty simple to change your oil. Just because you have a BMW doesn't mean you can't save some money. This car is fairly cheap for me to maintain so far. And if this video was helpful at all, consider liking and subscribing for more content. And I'll see you in the next one.